underneath the base and he's getting in. But as all this is happening, Tony, I just got some news. We're going into that 5th game and we're actually able to get an observer in there. So we're going to move on over to Flyers versus KCP in the 5th game of the series. Flyers is going to need 41 kills to win. KCP have to get to that 50 kill mark.
There we go. This is what I want to see. Game number 5 going down the distance. It's do or die. Who's gonna make it happen? We're gonna start on board here with a Manny who swaps his swaps the pistol out for a carbine and try it. He does it. He steals away Overshield. My gosh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, Gary.
Yeah, the way that he waited and felt that there wasn't the pressure that was coming, got the call from the team, hey, I can run in, I can jump and get this. He does just that, and he's able to get the overshield for his team. And this was a devastating timeout from the side. I believe it was Super CC, no, it was Skeptify that lagged out when Flyers was up 41-32. So, you know, we're looking at a score line where, you know, Flyers definitely felt as if they were about to win a game when one of their teammates lagged out. But it looks like they're just starting right back up, Tony. 6-2. They are just dominating. They obviously have something over KCP when it comes to this map.
No, I mean, we're going to find out because they're on board with commonly right now. They currently have an 8-2 lead and only have to get to 41 to take the win. Envoy able to take out Manny. Frosty definitely, I mean, I'm pretty sure Frosty said that to regret Slayer is KCP's best Slayer as far as in the Pro Series. And I don't know. They're currently down. They're down 10-5.
Yeah, and look at this flank from Super CC. He's able to make one player one shot, and then he can just focus on the next 2 one-shot players. And the pressure is being felt from KCP, but Manny able to live for an extended period of time, and Soul Snipe eventually finds Super CC. So CC landing down massive amounts of damage, but not able to find either kill, and that could breathe life into this comeback from the KC Pioneers as they're starting to find shots. You got to remember, they're down by 9 already. So what we're actually seeing is an 8-20 start. You know, the KCP, they have to start building themselves a little bit of a lead if they want to take home this game.
Well, luckily, Manny was able to take out Envoy with Septify. Goes right back at Manny. Druck has the Plasma Caster in hands. Talent goes at Sep. Now, Druck going to utilize that Plasma Caster, but not able to get the kill. Has to utilize the pistol. Commonly goes down.
Look at this Druck putting down the damage, but he decides to opt away. Manny was able to get the overshield while all this action was happening. They're closing down the deficit, but they're still down by 10 kills. Manny going to be able to help Druck with that kill over on onboard. Now pushing forward, still has a good bit of his overshield left, but is playing it quite passively as he's finding a fight at the top arch. But basically, this overshield not really much done with it, Tony. He just plays patiently and honestly didn't really take that much damage and didn't put much in either way. But you know, an overshield in the favor of KCP is one that Flyers weren't able to get, but that's 3 going down for the side of the Kansas City Pioneers, and that is exactly what you don't want. Once again, they're down by 9 already, so they have to get themselves basically a 9-kill lead just to get it to be 0-0, Tony.
And this might be one of the biggest upsets of the tournament right here, right now. And KCP has just gone 4 down, 24-17 in favor of Flyers, in a game to 41 for them, and they have top mid control. Gary, is this about to happen? Is this about to happen?
We said it so many times that like if there was a team that was going to break into the top 4 and make an upset, it's probably this Flyers roster. And every week they've come out and they've had kind of disappointing performances when it came to the big game to decide whether they can break in. You know, there was that one tournament where they came out hot versus Inconceivable, had a massive comeback, but then ended up losing it in game 5. This is their redemption arc, the last pro tournament before the championship. Can they get themselves that higher seed? Get themselves feeling nice. The difference between 4th and 5th seed when it comes to pool play is going to be massive for the side of Flyers. This is one of the tournaments that they need to clutch up and make that championship day as easy as possible for them. But you can see they have a 14-kill lead right now, and they are just starting to run away with it. Only 11 kills necessary for them to take home this game.
And wouldn't it be incredible for Super CC Evades to actually take out the team that ultimately replaced them with Manny? You know, Manny was the newest player on this roster that once upon a time featured Super CC. Now Super CC, forms this flyer squad, comes back and finally beats them in the last 5K. I think that's a great little chapter in this story.
Yeah, I mean, it was season 1. It was basically tournament 1, where this Kansas City Pioneer squad, they got upset by that roster that is now known as Team Force. And ever since that happened, they just never really looked the same. Actually, it would be not Team Force, but Falling Esports would be the roster that would be the closest to what it was. And ever since then, Super CC, he moved over to Flyers. Z Manny was picked up. And Super CC, they haven't won versus KCP yet, but that's starting to change as Skeptify gets up with that caster, gets it right in their face, finds a double kill, only 4 more kills for them to win this game. Envoy gets the trade out, make it 3. KCP back is against the wall. They have to find these kills. Commonly tries to live for as long as possible, but the stray nade from Super CC finds another kill. Only 2 more to go. Skeptify goes down under. He's gonna find 1 more. The last is in front of Super CC. Can he hit the last shot? The last shot he hits. The upset has happened. Game 5. They've done it. Flyers have finally broken in to our top 4 place. This is insane, Tony.
It is absolutely insane. Flyers finally, again, one of the biggest upsets that we've probably seen in the Pro Series. Flyers take down Kansas City Pioneers. Absolutely incredible. Look at those stats, Gary. Envoy dropping 14 kills and getting 5 assists as well. Septify dropping 12 and 9. And mind you, if the game would have went further, they probably would have had another 2, 3, maybe even 4 kills apiece right there. Fantastic job by Flyers. They're going to be advancing forward into what I believe is their losers bracket semifinals. They're going to be waiting against the winner of Sentinels and Ambush. KCP have been knocked out of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it is crazy. They're not going to finish top 4 for the first time in what feels like forever. So I misstep on my way. They're not technically top 4. So what? Because we are in double elimination. We do have a difference between 5th and 4th place. But here we go. We're going back over to Spartan, and as you guys can see in the chat, they ended up losing that game to Sentinels in game 1. So that 1-0 lead that they had, they were not able to keep.
And on board here with Spartan, who's going to get taken out thanks to Snakebite. And then we kind of referred to it earlier that you notice that I don't know if anybody on Sentinels is streaming right now. Like, I feel like they're extremely focused up for this tournament here,
Tony,
which is why.
Look at the score. Look at the score. It's 1-15.
That it is. It is 15-1 in favor of.
They started 14-0. What are we seeing? Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. That was. I just noticed. This is insane. What are Sentinels doing? Oh my God.
I mean, I think they're playing perfect Halo right now, and that's what I was kind of alluding to, that, none of them are streaming. None of them are distracted right now. They're literally playing perfect Halo at the moment. They're focused in as Spartan finally able to sneak in and take out Trippy. 20-3 lead in favor of Sentinels.
I don't think I've ever seen this before. This is for top 8. Like this is 2 top 8 teams going at it right now. Actually, this is like the 6th place match. I had never seen something so far in a tournament be so lopsided. I mean, they are 5 times quintuple. I don't even know how to say that. It's not quadruple. It's quintupling the score. This is insane from the side of Sentinels. Could we see them hold them? Like at this pace, they could theoretically keep them under 10. Finish this game 50-10 if Sentinels keep playing the way that they are.
And that would be a pretty crazy thing to watch here in this late in the tournament. It'd be absolutely insane. You even see the disarray coming in from this roster. You saw Spartan kind of running into his teammate right there. One was going carbine, one was going yellow quarter, and they just kind of collided into each other. They have no idea what's going on. Rig Slayer is really tough. When the enemy team puts you on a cycle and puts that pressure on, it's not fun for anyone.
Look at this, the push from Spartan coming to engine one. But I mean, at this point, we just seen him spawn up. He moves forward and he instantly dies every time. Sentinels have a full meat grinder in effect. Like there are no weak points in the armor. There's nowhere for them to go. Down 27 right now, Spartan and the crew. I mean, this game, you basically have to start finding yourself a little bit of a spree to just make yourself feel better. At this point, there is no chance of winning this game. You just have to make this score respectable. And at this point, I mean, you got to go on like a 20-1, like a 20-10 run if you even want to not get staked on this map right now. This is an incredible performance from the side of Sentinels.
Shoot, I'm worried there might be a player possibly goosing, as Papa Gnu said in the chat. Reports coming in that 3 players on ambush currently have no pulse at the moment. This is tough to watch here. I mean, we're looking at an ambush squad that literally was playing, that played lights out in one of the opens, that looked like they were a pro team, even a top 4 caliber team, and we're watching Sentinels just dismantle them. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, we're seeing, oh my god, Steak fights with the sniper rifle, just finds the double kill off spawn. I mean, this is just devastating with only 3 kills left to go. And like you said, I mean, the one question mark about this ambush roster has been consistency, right? We just haven't seen the consistency from them yet, and this is not a great one. And I guess Ace needs to go check his DMs for a message from Olive Garden. The breadstick endorsement might be coming through as he finishes our game with 1 kill.
Yeah, I mean, he may have only got 1 kill, but I mean, it's a team. It was a team effort, and ultimately, they as an entirety ended up throwing that game and just were not ready for Slayer on Rig. Which again, you know, it's tough when you have a seasoned team like Sentinels on a map like that. I mean, Rig arguably is the most punishing map in the actual circuit that we have. So, you know, I don't want to make excuses for ambush, but you know, that's what I'm saying. If I'm their coach right now, I think that's Coach McRin in there. I'm like, hey, look, you know, this is the most punishing game type. It's not indicative of your skill or even the rest of the series. Bounce back, because it's only Slayer Rig. They would have done that. I'm telling you, they would have done that to anybody. They would have done that to Splice. They would have done that to Cloud9, to Inconceivable. It doesn't matter. So let's bounce back, because we can beat them here on Strongholds Plaza. That's what I'm saying. If I'm Coach McRin.
So you're saying that you would lie to your team, is what you're saying. You're trying to say that Splice would have gotten beat that bad. I'm not saying that. They have to be down in the dumps. I don't know. Like, we're gonna see if they have the mental fortitude to withhold, because the Red Army is here. They're splashing through. These guys from Sentinels are just lasering, and Spartan and the crew, they have to figure it out fast. We have seen Plaza Strongholds today. We've seen some devastating games of Plaza Strongholds. It's all about that spawn trap. Make sure that you're dictating the spawns and play safe macro. If they're able to do so, they'll have a chance, but they have to win the individual gunfights. Breadsticks are not going to cut it this time around.
Well, look at that, Spartan getting right close and personal to that camouflage, able to pull off the burn, but Sentinels does put them 3 down. Arctic winning a huge gunfight against Snakebite right there, giving them the hot 5, and now Spartan gonna be pushing up to try to back him up. Can they finish off bottom mid? He's gonna try to go for it. Oh.
Look at this. This is such an interesting play to like try to predict the push from blue, but the push just never came, and he jumps out of bottom mid. Okay, there we go. Like, they finally get it. It's like bottom mid was so close to being reset. Maybe Trippy just gives up his life and jumps back down there. Unfortunately for the side of ambush, that is not the case. They're able to cap bottom mid. Well, while all that's happening, the Slays went back into the favor of Sentinels. They're able to get bottom mid once again, and now they're trapped back here at Nest. They have to break through loop, but we can see the double push coming from benches, and Spartan's in this 1v2, and he makes 2 players 1 shot. Massive shots from Spartan. He gets a reversal on 1. I mean, talk about taking a 1v2 and making the most out of it. But even then, they're still going to be putting in a trip cap, because Royal 2 has plans of his own. He finds 2 and gets the final shots on the 3rd for Frosty to clean up. This is a nasty trip cap. You don't want to be stuck in blue, and now they're going to know that they're rotating to yard. Frosty's already there. Frosty was all the way at Nest, and he's somehow finding kills at yard. This is just insane.
It was beautiful. Then, I mean, the trip cap came in, but not only did it come in, but then you had Frosty go over to throw the prediction nades over towards Yard and collapse, as you alluded to. Perfect play coming out of Sentinels. We're gonna hop on board with Ace and find out what the global champ is gonna do to slow this down, because they have to do something. They're in danger, and this is getting out of hand here. They're in danger of this getting completely out of hand.
You can't get 100-0'd, right? You got to get some points on the board, and really it's going to feel like a weight has been lifted off the shoulders when they do get that first 2 cap and they get some control on the map. And it's going to start with this play from Ace. He's starting to break through the glass. Sparty finds 2, Sab finds a 3rd, and they can finally breathe easy. But you cannot allow that camo to get picked up for Frosty. You got him 3 down and you guys give up a camouflage. There's something going wrong on the side of Ambush. They cannot let those small mistakes cost them. They do get the trip cap, but they aren't. Imagine if they had the trip cap and the camouflage to go with it. We would be saying, hey, the comeback's on the table. But small mistakes like that have been what has been what torched Ambush this entire tournament, and it looks like it's happening once again.
Still on board here with Ace right now, trying to put the damage, trying to stay alive on top. Goat ends up being one shot, gonna have to catch a different angle, and now he's trying to work bottom mid. They're in danger of losing it. He takes out the player on U-turn, 5ing Frosty, able to defend bottom mid, and look like he has his eyesight on Nest.
This is great. Like, push into the trip cap, apply the pressure. It's exactly what needed to happen. Basically, bottom mid saved because the perfect 5 shots that Ace laid down right there. And now they get themselves a trip cap. And I love this from Sab. He's already going back and trying to dictate the spawns by getting that loop spawn. And Ace made a player 1 shot in Nest, but they're not going to be able to finish that. It looks like they're going to focus their efforts on bottom mid. No, they didn't even get that. They left loop and forced themselves into their own blue spawn. They gave up control of the map, and now they're going to be feeling some pressure back at top mid, because all these players from Sentinels are going to be able to recover. That's a huge misstep from the side of Ambush. They had a full control and they left their spawns up for grabs when they went down, and it's costing massively. Look at them. They're just trapped in blue at the moment. It's going to be up to Sab to break out of this spawn.
Well, Zab is working his way over towards bottom glass, and now Ace is going to meet up here at LR. They have somebody in their sights on posters, but here comes a player out of nowhere from gold to LR. That's going to be Frosty hitting Ace with the hot 5. Zab luckily gets the kill on Trippy, but they're still on their back foot. Something needs to happen for Ambush. Luckily, Spartan gets the slay. Ace has one shot in front of him, throws the nade, and now they're going to try to advance forward to bottom mid. Can they cap it?
They should be able to cap this. I can't see Sentinels getting in there and stopping this one. The question is can Sentinels slay him on the way out? Frosty with the deadly flank and snakebite gets the sandwich at the same time. They're starting to get bottom mid. Arctic eventually does take down Frosty, but bottom mid, it could be too far gone. It is, and look at that. Ace getting perfectly predicted coming into that driveway, and once again, the trip cap pressure is being put in. They're still getting that loop spawn, but they have to win the fight at Yard, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so, as Sab eventually finds the kill. Ace trying to get the kill on Royal 2. He's able to do so, but that's trip cap. This is a devastating blow that they have to stabilize out of immediately. No more losing gunfights. You cannot be put in this trip cap for much longer.
And mind you guys at home, this is a 2-0 lead in favor of Sentinels right now. So if they put one more win on the board here, they're going to be knocking Ambush out of the tournament, and they're going to be advancing forward into the losers bracket semifinals. This is not looking good for Ambush. They need to wake up, get the slays. Otherwise, they're going to be out of this tournament. 87-37 lead in favor of the boys in red.
Oh, Spartan, you can't die there. You cannot die there. He gives up Nest at the last second. That could have been a great trip cap on the side of Ace. Unfortunately, that does not happen. And now they're going to have to do this reslay one more time. You know, the trip cap, it allows you, it alleviates pressure, right? Because you can afford to go down 2 or 3 and you can recover from that. When you're at 90 points on the opposing side, you can't afford to go 2 or 3 down, because you know that hill is going to get capped by Sentinels immediately if that happens. And look at this. The cap comes in. They have to reslay immediately and get back into this pit. But the players are just trying their best to stay alive. Ace trying to do his best. He's not able to do anything. They have to get in by the 97 tick. They have to be in and capping by the 97 tick. And man, it's looking dangerous. I don't think they're going to get there in time. Ace gets in there with his teammate. They just can't afford for this to be stalled out whatsoever.
Air FPS sending the party chat invite already because he knows that Ambush is going to be out of here, so he wants to know if Ace wants to play some matchmaking with him. That he goes down, Ambush is out of the tournament, and it's Sentinels that advance forward with the 3-0 finish. Congratulations to them. Beautifully played.
That was a game that was needed for Sentinels, right? Like we're seeing a rough look from Sentinels even at the beginning of that series, right? And then they come out, they dominate the last 2 games, and they're going to be going up against our red hot Flyers. I'm very interested to see what happens in our next round.